So much. Dr. Kennedy, you see, he has talked about the changing of the act itself to suit this tax windfall that is there. But I'm still talking about penalties. Don't you think it will still boil down on Nigerians? The banks will now put tax because every time you see them removing your money, you wonder where the money goes to. Don't you think they will recover that money in the tax they issue to customers?
No, they can't do that.
Okay.
They can't do that because anything bank is taxing is based on the law. Bank cannot tax you or collect COT. That's outside the provisions of CBN regulation. But I have a fear. So Nigerians have a fear, just like me, about the utilization of the windfall tax. We know that National Assembly have not been effective in the oversight functions. It is a well-known fact. The National Assembly have not been effective in the oversight functions. So many ministries and government parastatals appropriate funds, or the general will come and give reports of some of the recklessness in the appropriation of funds. Sometimes National Assembly members invite them, and nobody hears anything again. It's clear. So National Assembly need to step up in their oversight function, knowing that the country is have been bad now. Then another fear we have is that I don't know whether the act empowered the federal government to use the windfall tax alone. Okay. Whether it will not go through the federation account, where the federal government will still give the states and local government. Okay. And I tell you, if it's going that way, where after collecting the windfall tax, the state and the local government will get their share, I'll tell you most of those money going to the states and local government cannot be properly accounted.
But the local government have autonomy.
No, I'm saying it. In revenue allocation in Nigeria, the little money that is easily accountable is the one of federal government. The governors have not been accountable. And I'm saying it with every sense of responsibility. The governors have not been accountable. And they have subjected the state assemblies to their whims and caprices. So if we are sharing this windfall tax to states and local government, it's also a worry to Nigerians. It's easy for us to easily talk to the federal government that's more effectiveness in federal using consolidated revenue fund to address some national issue supported by the National Assembly, even though we say there's loophole in their oversight. But the states are the worst. They're the worst. So we want them also to say, if you are sharing this money, will you make it federal government alone to allocate it? Or if the money comes and the federal government is to give to state and local government, we'll come back to basis, because the bulk of the money, if it goes to the states and local government, we are going to have a problem of accountability. So this is the Nigerian fear. And again, federal government also, I know that the state must also fight. If the federal government makes a law to say the windfall tax comes to federal government alone, the state must also fight. The state governors come together to fight. Say, no, you're not going to take this money alone. You're going to give us our own share. And I tell you, if the federal government gives the states their own share, we are happy that the Supreme Court ruled that the local government should be, have financial autonomy. We're happy about that. And we expect that will improve service delivery in the local government areas. So this is exactly some of the apprehension we're having in the utilization of windfall tax.
Okay,
I have to respond.
Well, Dr. Kennedy have raised some points which I want to make clarifications on them. First of all, we in the National Assembly, that is the Parliament, by Constitution, we are to oversight all the functions of government, including implementations of projects. We budget, we check what we budget, whether it has been in compliance with what is in the Appropriation Act. But when you said we don't carry out our oversight functions as expected, I think you are not being so much fair to the Parliament. Let me give you an example. We must not come out and publicly indict Nigerians that are charged with responsibility of managing the nation resources. We have institutions in this country. We have the power to invite to investigate and to make recommendations and to send our report to concerned agencies for prosecution, which we have been doing that. And if you go to EFCC today, I will say it here, go and check most of the investigations going on there, either through invite or public petitions. If you watch our proceedings in the National Assembly, you will see members and distinguished senators every day before, as part of our business of the day, we keep on reading petitions against head of agencies, against so many organizations, which after that, the House will pass a resolution to investigate. And we have been doing the investigation, and we have been sending them to EFCC for further interrogation and prosecution. So we have the record is there, you can check. We don't need to be arguing here. We know what we have been doing. Recently, let me give you one scenario that happens. In Aviation College in Zaria, the head and the civil servants there went ahead. Nigerian government bought 2 aircrafts, 2
Bell helicopters.
Bell helicopters to train Nigerians on aviation, being experts and so on. These people went ahead to, they have never used the helicopters. Nigerian government bought those helicopters in millions of dollars. When they came, they decided to auction it, to sell it out. And they have succeeded in doing that. We have the EFCC, the ICPC, and we have the police, DSS, and so on, while they are doing their job. But it is the National Assembly that took it up, that yes, we cannot agree to this. We have to investigate. And as I'm telling you now, we have investigated the situation. They actually sold those helicopters at giveaway price in millions of dollars. And if I tell you how much they sold, they auctioned those helicopters, you will not be happy with the country. But we are on it. We investigated. If you look at it, the day we concluded the investigation, because I was part of the committee that looked into the matter, immediately we finished, we asked the sergeant, because we investigate them under oath. And we found out that all that they were telling us, it was a lie. So the sergeant at arms, they arrested them there with the police. From there, they took them for proper statement, and from there to the EFCC. You can see what we have been doing. And the Minister of Aviation testified that the helicopters are in the US now. But we are planning, they must bring it back to Nigeria so that Nigerians can use it. This is part of the responsibility, the work we have been doing in the National Assembly. And come to the budget implementation, we go around oversight functions to see before we appropriate. We have to see what you have used that money for. And you can actually see what the government is doing. Maybe not 100% funded. You will see projects ongoing. When you don't have 100% funding because of the revenue shortage, then you don't blame the National Assembly. When you come back next budget, we'll look at, okay, what is the difference? What do you need? We'll look at inflation. We'll look at all other factors. We build it up, then we make your budget go and continue with what you are doing. So that is what the National Assembly is actually doing. So on that, I think is very clear to you. Then the share of resources that you talk about from this windfall tax, whether the local government will still, or the governors will put eyes and so on. Look at our system. We have a structure in this country, how resources are being spent. We have the laws, we know how to apply it. But on this particular matter, the Act has clearly stated what the money will be used for. So why are you so worried? If today government is implementing infrastructural programs, it will cost across the entire nation. You will not say because my local government or my state or my this. This is federal government projects, and you can see them everywhere.
I think his worry is He just
The
wanted
states.
to know will the money be shared between the federal, states,
State
and
and
local
government. And
governments.
if it is shared, how can the states be held accountable?
For the resources, these monies, you know, they are going to be pushed into the federation account. When this money comes, but it is clearly defined. It's just like other revenues that you get, the ITF, you know where ITF is going. The laws is there. And the state governors, they know what, how ITF applied in terms of spendings. When you look at so many educational funds and so on, different sector of how they spend and utilize the funds that they get. So on this matter, I don't see the state governors coming in to distract what the act have clearly stated. So we're good, and I'm sure Nigerians will see a positive outcome on this windfall tax.